he had access to other planes and other pilots. So we had a fly-in day for all the kids. When horseback riding, one of the farm fellows who owned a farm with some horses. And the Brewers games. And as I said, I could go on and on and on with all the things I did. But you don't have the time. But every time I picked up Mark and Tim, I was confronted by one who was sad, dejected, and envious. Brian, peeking around the corner, wishing he could go along with us. Brian was born with learning disabilities, and he had multiple medical problems. And with the approval of his mother, he was able to join us. After that point, it became the three of us doing our activities. As time passed, I began thinking about changing my job. I decided to go to school. I left and went to school in Chicago. Following completion of school, I took a job in Milwaukee. And even though we were separated geographically, we continued our contact. While in Milwaukee, I joined the board of directors of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Metro Milwaukee. And you talk about a difference between Milwaukee, Big Brothers, and small town UP. What a difference. The boys continued in their own right their growth. High school, college, marriage. My wife Nancy and I were godparents to Mark and Lori's first child. Mark graduated from Northern Michigan University with a degree in med laboratory tech. Taken positions in Lower Michigan, Chicago, and eventually back home in the UP. He was eventually director and years at Escanaba Hospital, and ultimately 3 years back, retiring from that position. Tim also attended Northern Michigan University, and which brought him to Ford Motor Company. He became, his highest position there was Vice President of Security for Ford. After obtaining his master's degree, he went on and sought his own entrepreneurial quest through various business aspects. Brian, following his mother's passing, took residence at a extended care facility, which provided him with the needed care and the safety net that he needed. Over all this time, we continued communicating, meeting when possible on my weekend trips up to the UP. Breakfast, lunch, pizza, whatever. But all of us knowing that bottom line, we're only a phone call away. Calling to say, how's work, how's the family, how's the job? On June 20 of 24, one of these phone calls was from Tim. He informed me he was being honored for induction to the high school Hall of Excellence for Ishpeming Public Schools, recognizing accomplishments of the teachers, students, coaches, teams, and others. He was requesting that Nancy and I be present. Wouldn't miss it. So on July 3rd of 24, induction. I was there to help honor Tim. Tim speaking, he expounded on his family. ever thankful that his mother thought enough to contact Big Brothers and realized what it may help to benefit his growing boys. His friend and his friendships and how they helped to form the person he is today. Then he alluded to one special friend in particular, me. This is a point where I have a little note on my, directed by my wife. Pause. I lost my face in that spot. He introduced me and asked me to stand. I stood, surveying the audience, seek out any acquaintances. About to sit when he mentioned, "No, don't sit. I'm not finished yet." He then began to express his appreciation of our relationship, what it has meant to him. My presence here was to honor him, and here he was honoring me. He then surprised me by stating he was nominating me to the National Big Brother, Big Sister Alumni Hall of Fame, for he pointed out that never before and never again would one big brother have three littles. He then put the cherry on the cake when he said, "I'm donating $1 million to Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Central Upper Peninsula." Another pause. In Dan's name. I was overcome emotionally and weak in the knees. I was honored with his appreciation and generosity to an organization we both valued and respect so much. Through all of this, I realized I will always be a big brother to Mark, to Tim, and to Brian. So what's my takeaway from this? My takeaway from this story is stay in touch, communicate, and nurture what you have, for you never know where it will lead. What started out giving a child, or children in this case, something to look forward to, not to pause, has come back to me tenfold. This might be a longer pause. In relationships I cherish, in the greatest friendships of my life. Friendships of 53 years and counting. Thank you for listening to my story.